Welcome back, everyone, to the empty room that is my former studio. I'm moving right now. Please forgive the mess.
Oh, I like the hats in the background.
With us, as always, to my left, the ghost with the most, the ghost that knows the most, ghost named Greg. And we're here to talk like robots. Oh, that's my Transformers J-Pop Fun Time podcast I'm doing now as well. We're here for video games, wrestling, video games, pro wrestling, and other such pops.
Wow.
And it's going to be video games, pro wrestling, and the Pvga. Now that they're officially on board with giving us some money to do this damn thing, like squeezing juice from an orange, you know? Yeah, just a little bit at a time. A little bit of time. Greg, we have so much to talk about. I don't even know where to start. We're going to try to dedicate 20 minutes to video games, 20 minutes to pro wrestling, and 20 minutes to the Pvga and try to get this episode in under an hour 10. Greg, what do you got starting with video games?
Oh, we got Xbox and PS5 finally coming out. They're being revealed to release sometime, I believe, in November, early November. Someone was trying to tell me online that they were releasing December. I'm pretty sure I've read in a few articles that it's like November 22nd, like a little bit before or after Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Let's look right now. I thought it was earlier, November 10th or 12th, like the other in the previous year. The 13 with the
all I know is it's in November. They have a Xbox edition that's going to be released for $299. You can't physically put discs inside of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. PlayStation 5 will be the 12th of November, so I knew it was right in there because the 4 was the 13th. I know that for a fact. I took off the day, and if my buddy Matt Reynolds listen, poo-poo caca to you. Xbox release date, November 15th, 2001.
So they're releasing 3 days. So
no, that's the original Xbox. I don't even know what Xbox Series X?
Series X.
Series X. I have the internet over here, Greg, so I can. Hey, I just put it in.
I don't know what the internet is.
Oh, those son of a bitches! No, the Xbox Series X is launching on November 10th.
So they're going to be releasing their console 2 days before PlayStation.
10th this is like right now. Everyone's like, this is shit we already know, but like me and you, like, this is for me and Greg to talk.
This is for us to tell the people who don't know.
To me and Greg's FaceTime phone call every week. So just be happy you're here.
It's true.
Jackals. November 10th is a Tuesday. The 12th's a Thursday. Good. I'll take that whole weekend off. Getting on my own boss, Greg. All right. So good. And then so you got Tuesday. So it looks like maybe Monday night releases and Wednesday night releases. Who knows how COVID will affect all that craziness. I don't care because I have a PlayStation 5 pre-ordered through GameStop. And if you guys didn't get one, let's play some nice wham for all you guys. Wham! That sweet little Brandon called me and said, I talked to the Colonel, and I got a PlayStation 5 for Mr. J.S. Havoc. And I said, well, that would be me, the champ. And he said, one Pastry Kings. And I went, That was before this week's video, which we'll have to get in later in the Pvga news, of course. And AC Station, which, okay, cool. We can, all right. I guess he gets one. Listen.
I'm sorry. I need our best NHL player to be playing NHL 21.
And it sucks because I think Austin and me are in the same division in the tag team. So I don't like that news. But anyway, I got mine. You didn't get one, right?
I didn't actually. No. I'm to be honest with you. I think
I don't buy consoles the first 2 years. I wait till they're $1.
No, I don't.
I buy every console ever.
I think whenever the PS4 was released, I think I got mine in like April or May.
Well, you got a bonus coming. Hopefully you get your winter bonus because I tell you might have a bonus coming, and that might buy one system for you.
And
if it's an Xbox, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they don't give you a bonus.
What the fuck am I going to – what the hell would I buy an Xbox for when I have a PC?
Dude, you do kooky shit. Dude, you're kooky.
I do kooky shit. No, I'm more focused on my PC right now, but I'm not talking about the PC. I'm not talking about what I'm going to purchase as far as next gen. I'm going to get everyone about this, like what is coming out. I was trying to get to a little bit ago, but we had to get that little bit of news from Jason for sure to get the actual release dates because Greg's big dumb. So we have Microsoft Xbox is releasing the Series X. They're actually releasing 2 consoles. One's gonna be for $299.99. It's gonna be, you can't put a disc in, and I believe there is lower specs on it from what I've read.
They're
gonna have the Xbox Series X, the big boy that you can have physical discs in. The Xbox Series X is going to be releasing for $499. That's the big boy console, the one where you can actually put the discs in, which has better specs. And that's going to be, I guess, their big boy competition to what PlayStation has, because PlayStation did something very similar to them, digital version and the physical version. And Jason, I think you and I have had numerous talks on this podcast. We like to buy our games physically. So obviously, I'm going to go out of my way to buy the $4.99 version because I like having the physical copy of the game. I like having them in my little cases in the back and be like, oh, look, that's pretty cool to look at. It's just something neat for as a collector and me that I would like to have. So if you're interested in the digital side of it, then obviously you're going to go towards the $3.99.
On the fact that we both like collections, I have to, at this point in my life, as I'm unpacking my collection in my new house, my new studio, I'm a pack rat hoarder, maybe. I'm giving a lot of it away to my nephew, but I have to thin my herd. But I'm going to tell you what, I always get every system, every generation, and my Xbox One was so bad, and I hated it, and I never got into my Xbox One, and that's rare. And I didn't want an Xbox Series X, but I want to play Fable 4. So I'm going to get the digital edition just when Fable 4 comes out because I'm not planning on having a big, huge Xbox collection because I don't like any Xbox exclusives. I'm not a Gears guy. I was a State of Decay guy, but that game sucks.
Well, my philosophy is that's why I'm more interested in getting a new PC than rather buying an Xbox or PS5 right now, because those Xbox games that they have on there, you can play them on PC. You can get the Xbox Game Pass on PC. You can play them all. So, like, I'm stupid for going on my way to pay for an Xbox and buy a PlayStation when I have already a laptop that I'm like, oh, well, fuck, I can just play it right here. Why the fuck wouldn't I just play it on my laptop rather than going out and spending $300, $400, $500 on a fucking Xbox? I just didn't see the point in it. So
I just like the convenience of consoles over.
So, like, as far as like your take on Fable, like if they release Fable and they put it on the Game Pass, well, hell, I can play it on my PC.
Well, yeah, but I can also get I could also get a Game Pass as well. But I think I don't know. I just like consoles better. I just like gaming on consoles as I got older. I like to be in a couch or a nice comfy chair with a little controller in my hand, not WSAD and a fucking that's mousing around.
That's where I'm actually gravitating more towards that, and I don't know what it is about the whole PC experience, but I got into it, and someone told me when you get in, you never want to get out. And
listen, you don't make enough money to be in the PC game.
Ain't that the fucking truth? But
unless you make about $100K a year, stay out of it.
And as far as, I don't really have anything else as far as Xbox or PS5. I'm excited for when it's released. The Miles Morales Spider-Man game is going to be fucking fantastic, I think. A lot more PlayStation exclusives also keep being released. Also, one more thing I wanted to get into, Microsoft bought Bethesda. So Bethesda is now going to be one of those things that are going to fall under the Microsoft umbrella as far as their Game Pass. I don't know how I forgot about that. I have it written down right the fuck here. But that's, to me, like, it doesn't make me alarmed as a PlayStation fan worried about the Fallout series or the Elder Scrolls series on Xbox, because the only difference is they're going to get it for free on the Game Pass rather than us PlayStation loyalists who like, well, I'll actually go out and purchase the game.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to get worried about, like, oh, my God, if I'm not going to play 1 or 2 games every generation, so what? Or I'll get an Xbox, but Microsoft's too greedy to not also produce games on the PlayStation. They understand that they're not going to split their audience and just get half the sales. Maybe they'll do it maybe they'll do some weird stuff where it's an exclusive for a year, but they don't even do that right. Sony does that a little more harsh than Xbox. So I'm excited, but I don't really even know why. I'm excited for people saying, wow, look what this thing is doing to the PS4 games that we're playing on it. That's what I want to hear, because I really have no PS5 titles right now that I'm super great. Because currently I'm playing Avengers, which I love. Me and the guys at my dojo are getting back in Injustice, and my trainers we're really running another hard run at Injustice too. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater I'm playing right now with Mario 3D All-Stars. But I'm going to tell you what, let me say this about Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD Remake 1 and 2. It's not only maybe one of the best HD remakes of all time, it is the best skateboarding game of all time.
Well, when you say greatest remake of all time, I think of Resident Evil 2. In my opinion, that's probably one of the greatest.
This has, if not as much effort, when you see these boards, and what they did is they combined both games. They made both games 1 and 2 into the same thing, and they're just more kind of like things you can select to go in and do challenges. But the roster's different. It's an updated roster. There was there was no Bam Margera, which I was kind of bummed out.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I'm sure.
Well, then again, he wasn't in 1 or 2. I do have to ask you this because my favorite Tony Hawk skater to this day is still Chad Muska. He was my favorite one. Always is he?
I think he's in it.
I'm buying it.
Dude,
I'm fucking buying it.
The opening credits remind me of that 2000 era Xbox BMX Triple X series and all that shit. It's like
Dave Miro.
That Sum 41, all that 2000s Millennium Rock. And just like all that shit sounds like a Jackass movie. It's all that crazy music they play on Jack, all that Skater Boy stuff.
Well, hopefully
there's anything wrong with skateboarding except wait, it's 2020 and I can't use all my old jokes.
I will say if Tony Hawk goes about making games like remakes again, I hope he does Tony Hawk Underground again, because that is still my favorite Tony Hawk game ever.
I would say if anybody is looking at how this game performs and the reception it's getting, I would say I'm all on board. I know it's one of these games where I haven't heard a word about it, and I played about an hour of it. And if it's oh man, it's just updated, man. A little leveling up, unlocking challenge, getting little doodads from a board and such.
I remember
my Skater Boy hat backwards.
I remember everything about the Tony Hawk games because they were very influential to me as a young gamer growing up. So to have that old nostalgia is always good when you're playing video games. That's why I liked Resident Evil so much.
Yeah. We do have to switch gear those and get into wrestling because we got to move fast. But before we get into wrestling, we do have to have a moment because let's talk about support and people and businesses working together and advertisers and just a nice family of business. And I always been saying that and PVGA is always pitched to me as a family, and I like when the Colonel pitched everything that it's going to be a family, even though sometimes we may get them not getting along. Because I'd spit right in Austin's face if I see him, and I may see him in line to get my PlayStation 5. All right, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I apologize to Meredith ahead of time because she's sweet, but I don't like her husband. Okay, I don't like him. But
you gotta respect him, though.
He's a top one in NHL. The black hats that I've been wearing a black hat for about 18 years to 20 years now since Fred Durst played it cool. To do the Yankee thing, I adopted. Coming from the redneck world I came from back home, it was Fox racing and Fox, and it was motorbikes and cool stuff like that. So I always went with the Fox look, and then after I hit 40, I realized no grown man after 40 should wear this look. Even though, damn, I look good, right?
You do look good.
You should have to wear your hat like this. So I want everyone to know that the champ prefers a Fox hat flex fit. All right, these are $38 or $32 hats at the Hat World or wherever I go.
I think it's Lids now. It's
Lids, the Hat World. Okay,
I do remember it was Hat World. That was my favorite.
A local business, Dynamic Creations, and we're going to talk about them, and we're going to put out a plug here to dynamiccreationspa.com. And I'm going to say this much. You know, what a great gesture. I don't know these people, okay? But I want to stop into them and meet them and say, you know what? I'm partners with Omar Brooks. And you know what? Thank you guys, because look at these hats. They are the Flex Fit. My Fox hats come with these same things. Look at these are Flex Fits. Flex Fits.
Now, hey, let me ask you, is there something on the back of that too? At any capacity.
Secret code, Greg.
I love it.
So my point being is these are not cheap. And the guy sent me a nice amount of them, and I'm going to make sure that I want to get them into the right people's hands. We have Aaron coming aboard, getting into doing some streaming and plugging some Pvgas and streaming. So she's going to be sporting one, and a few other key people. I want you to ask for one because I can tell you, you're not important, Greg.
I figured.
I knew it. You knew it. You knew it. But anyway,
I knew. I kind of figured you would have told me days in advance I was getting one, so I was like, whatever.
I want to tell you this much: the champ may have a new look. All right. And I'm going to say this much. I'm going there this week because the merch store's filling up with great items like this and the shirts that we've been teasing. I'm going up, and I'm going to tell you right now, there'll be a champion act before long. I know that much. So anyway, Dynamic Creations, awesome. Thank you guys. 724-229-1157. Screen printing and embroidery.
Put a little plug out at the bottom there.
Right. You're right. I'll put it right. Okay. I don't know. You know what I mean? Not the best editor, even though I'm the best.
You are. In my opinion,
around, I ain't the best.
You're the best that I know.
Okay, so let's everyone right now unwrap that little mint, pop it in your mouth because the champ's about to get fresh. You know? Greg?
How fresh you getting?
Well, I'm just I might have to hand some slaps out to some people. Where are you want to go with wrestling? We have so much to talk about.
I do want to talk about wrestling. I wanted to get into a little bit of a sad story real quick. The passing of Road Warrior Animal happened today. Joe Laurinaitis passed away at I believe it was the age of 60. It was sad to see, especially since the Legion of Doom were one of my favorite tag teams growing up. But when I grew up in that area of wrestling, we can get in the Scott Hall story like we talked about all the time, but we're not going to. But in that time watching wrestling, I grew and to really like the Road Warriors. So to now lose the other half of the Road Warriors, like losing Hawk in 03 was already bad enough. Losing Animal now, it's like fuck. Like it's really sad to see, especially since he was just at All In maybe 2 or 3 years ago, with doing a little thing there with the Young Bucks. The bike.
So. And that sucks. That sucks.
So our thoughts and prayers. The PVGA and To Be Named podcast and Super Honor Bros are with the Laurinaitis family now. But more importantly, since we haven't really talked about wrestling, some notable signees to AEW that I noticed are Miro, formerly Rusev. And then they hired, and I actually brought this up because I wanted to make sure you know who it is. Do you know who Selena Deeb is?
No.
Selena Deeb, if you remember
I know her now, but I didn't know her before.
Yes. Well, CM Punk had that little thing back when they did the Straight Edge Society.
Don't bring him up.
It was the lady with the shaved head that WWE really decided to like sleep on and not give a chance. Well, she's getting her chance in AEW, so that's really good for her. I know she did some work in WWE with the Mae Young Classic, so it's neat to see her finally being able to show her skills on a broader platform.
The Mae Young Classic, the last cool thing WWE did.
Yeah.
And the Cruiserweight tournament. Fucking awesome shit.
And now it's like tournaments are like an afterthought to them. Yeah. They're bettering their shows an afterthought to them.
I'll catch everybody up here too. We had the former champ on this show, all right, last week, a couple weeks ago, like a month. Well, we like to lie about time frames. You know, you and Josh made him mad. He left. Was so
now let's be clear. I did not make him mad. Me and Johnny Patch are on very good terms right now.
Here's the thing. Here's the truth, though. He was so upset leaving here. He lost, and I was there, and you was there. And speaking, who else was sitting behind you, who you just was talking shit on the night before? Who else sat behind you?
I think that was Mark Madden. Mark Madden, who was kind enough to take a picture with me later on that day either, surprisingly.
Thanks for the retweet, Mark. My goodness, buddy. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Let me tell you this about IWC Super Indy. Was it 19?
It was Super Indy 19.
I just watched All Out a week before that, and All Out to me was exhausting, and I was checked out. And let me tell you this much. Super Indy was not only one of the best indie shows I've ever seen, maybe one of the best complete wrestling shows I've seen put on. Now, when you're there, it's always more exciting than by watching on TV. I know entertainment. Live events are always more exciting. But let me tell you something. I'm not a guy that likes live events. I like to sit away from everybody in the VIP section when we're there, Greg. And I know you like to mingle down with the people not wearing the masks.
I do like to mingle with the people not wearing the masks.
Yeah. You eat chicken fingers like this the whole time.
I mean, those chicken fingers are so good.
They are so good, yeah. I was like, Greg, what flavor do you want? And you're like, it's not so much the taste, it's the idea of the flavor. My goodness. Move down a seat.
I can articulate chicken.
I'd love to have Johnny back on here to tell us what happened, but this show's only for champions. Oh, I said it.
Speaking of champions, I think your man Elijah Dean, he's the new tag team champion.
Well, I don't know nothing about. First of all, Elijah Dean ain't my boy. But I'll tell you this much: if he's hanging out, I love how Jock Sampson swoops in, steals that title, and looks like he's still in the dime piece right from Elijah too. And I don't know Elijah. And the questions, we've had this question since people heard Pvga and Johnny Patch. We've had this question. When are you guys getting Elijah Dean? Well, personally right here, I don't give a fuck if we ever get him. All right? All right? If the fans want him on here, then his fans can demand it of us, or our fans can demand it, and then we'll get to this guy and talk to him.
I agree.
Or he gives me, through Jock Sampson's blessing, an honorary position in the Regulators.
Oh, God.
And I promise to them that I will bring Jock's high standards of entertainment to the PVGA with all the safety precautions that we have to practice in IWC.
Of course.
Okay? So let's just throw that out to the world, Greg. I don't want to talk about Miro because you know what? I was all about the best man. Then he did that stupid jump thing he does when he comes out and goes, ah! And I went, I still hate him.
I'm more intrigued. I think they're letting him a little bit less off his shackles, and they're going to let him actually be him, which I'm excited for. Because if you watch his Twitch streams, he's a very entertaining guy. Very entertaining.
I don't watch.
Very smart, very bright as well.
I'm 41, Greg. I don't watch streams. That's what I tell you guys. I don't know the streams. You do the streams, I'll talk about them.
Well, I want to get back
in. I'm not going to watch 40-year-old Rusev. And you only watch Rusev to hope that Lana walks in the background. That's all.
I didn't really care for Lana too much. But with that being said, I want to go back in IWC for a second, but I want to talk about the improvements in the women division in AEW because I don't know if you've been taking note of late, but I'm loving all of the action I'm seeing from these ladies anymore. It seems like every week, like I remember the one week we were saying, yeah, they're a little boring, a little tacky. They've been picking it up week in, week out. So it's what are your thoughts on that personally? Because I didn't want to make sure I'm not alone.
The AEW roster, we're not brushing up. The problem is here's the thing, and Thunder Rosa is maybe one of the baddest ass women on this planet, and I've only seen a few of her matches, but her persona is kind of intimidating, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. She needs to be brought in to not elevate our champion right now, which is Greg. Say her name, and then I'll say it correctly. Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida.
I don't know if this. I think I call her Hikaru, but I
know, but he says Hikaru. We don't need her in an elevation match with Thunder Rosa. We need to take the Brit Bakers, and all this hurts IWC's fucking feelings, and that whole locker room can fucking hate me. But I'm going to tell you this much, and Brit and fucking Adam can hate me. You need ring work, and I think you should be in a match not with someone else who also needs some ring work. Big Swole. Big Swole is about right here from being epic, okay? Plus great character, great promos. But take a Britt Baker and put her with a Thunder Rosa. And let's elevate the Britt Baker. Let's take the Allie, the Demon Bunny. For Christ's sakes, let's take her and Brandy and put them with these girls so these girls can elevate the in-house talent. And I'm sure there's reasons, but as a fan, I know everybody in that match last night, those 4 women are going to put on a great show. Problem is that, how many of them are born and bred AEW and we have brought in to enhance. That's the problem.
I like those are very good.
The end and that is Jason Swinchock, Women's Wrestling 2020.
Well, something else I want to get into. How over is Orange Cassidy right now? Like this guy is so hot. If you touch him, you're gonna have 5th degree burns. I don't even think that's a thing. Like that's how hot Orange Cassidy.
This is what's in the world now. It's safe. What a shitty world does is actually it makes wrestling the ultimate. And wrestling in its purest form should be a satire. Should be a good and evil, and there should be a lesson to learn. And that's the heel's job to over which can't get back to Jock, Sampson. Look at these guys. Literally the lawyers that are fighting these Corona, trying to get shut down, having these live events. They turn it into a gimmick, and it's fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? It's brilliant because no one wants to be told put that mask on and we're shutting down.
You know what I think it is? It's fucking natural. When you're natural,
it's natural.
When you're natural and you go out there and be natural, everyone gravitates for that. Why do you think Shawn Michaels is so possible? Because he wanted everyone to hate him, and he was good at it. We're allowed to be fans and extend our imaginations now again. And that's what I was saying. The world has made it safe for guys like Orange Cassidy where we can go, okay, we get it. And if you don't, listen, you're going to get something in the next match or the match after or the match after. You got to put that buffet-style show out and let every fan come to see the thing they wanted to see. And, that's how I believe you should book a show. I mean, that's not how you should book wrestling. That's how you should book anything. A fucking Avengers movie. Put little things in there that everybody want to come see, I'd love to talk about a Hollywood scandal that I just found out about, but I can't tell you that. I actually didn't even know you were done. So I want to dive back into IWC because I'll tell you right now, the IWC entire family has been super nice to us over the last month or so. They've been as far as like sharing our stuff, liking our stuff, getting us out there. So I want to shout out to them as well. They've been super, super awesome with me, at least for you, for sure. And our experience the last couple of shows.
Wait a minute. You can thank them. I'm not thanking anybody.
But even like our last experiences, the last 2 shows, I mean, can you say anything negative about it? Because I had nothing but a great time. Like I said, everything was super welcoming. Maybe the netting. Maybe we could have went without the netting. But
yeah, I mean,
but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Some experiences on the last 2 IWC shows.
We're not done. We're not done with IWC, and hopefully IWC's not done with us. And to close out that statement, I want to say this about Mr. J Patch, and I want to look right in the eyes of the world, and most importantly, if he hears this message, and hopefully it gets to him. I read his statement the night before his match, and he said something about, he was talking about the honor it was to have that belt, and this is what I'm saying here is a shoot. This is going to be a shoot. And he said, not bad for the son of a coal miner. Well, let me tell you who else is the son of a coal miner, me. And when he said, not too bad for a son of a coal miner, I remember saying that when I was trying to be a fucking movie star and the greatest director of all times 10 years ago. And you know what I fucking hated? Is that when this kid comes out, where the fuck is our hometown to support him? That's what I want to know. You know, because everybody in my hometown's got to get down to the fucking bar tonight and just sit there till 3 a.m. and hopefully fucking hook up with somebody. That's the fucking height you can reach back there. No one would come out and support. And I don't want, and I'm going to say this, Johnny, I'm not going to stand by idly and watch you go through all that same shit. So you keep preaching, doing it the right way, doing it the wrong way. But I think you were booked like a chump. Okay. And I think, Brian Pillman. Okay, yeah, your dad did some cool shit 30 years ago. I was a fan too. But fuck you. You're not my hometown boy, Brian. So you're going to take that Indy belt and go right up to AEW, then fucking job out to Kingston? Eddie, I got a fucking gut, but I will cut you with a promo. Best promo of all time, Eddie Kingston, the Mad fucking King. Okay?
So good.
But Johnny may not agree, but I'm going to say this. Keep doing the good guy path. Keep shaking hands and training tough. But if you want a son of a bitch in your corner from home, and that coal miner shit meant something to me, man, you will have an angel of death right on your shoulder. And I will do all the dirty work necessary to take you to the top. I've worked with you. We may not agree on everything, obviously. I think you want to cater to the wrestling fans. I think pro wrestling fans and PVGA fans are idiots. They're idiots. All right? But just put your hand to the screen and pledge. And I'm going to have you in movies in a month. Everybody will be saying, hey, when's Patch's next match? He'll say, I don't know, I'm out here in Hollywood with Mr. Swinshock, signing a deal. And when I grace the East Coast with my presence again, Johnny Patch could have one of the greatest careers of all time. But if he wants to play the good guy, hey, head back to the gym for a few more fucking chin-ups. Huh? A few more chin-ups. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm personally vested in this dude, and he can say, Jason Swinchuck, go to hell. We don't agree. Doesn't matter. All right? One of his opponents may go down mysteriously. All right? Lights will turn green for him for no reason. Stop signs won't be there, and the world will be just that easier for Mr. Patch if he just believes. That's
strong words.
That's all I'm saying.
Very strong words. I really enjoyed that. So I think we got into all the wrestling talk. So let's get into some of the...
My dad and my mom loved him. My dad said he looked like a cross between Andy Rattusi and Andy Rattusi's son, nephew, Aaron Fazeri, which is a damn good compliment from back home. All right? They're like the two most ripped dudes you've ever met.
Also, shout out Mama and Papa Swinshock. Those two were so delightful to sit around with. Like, that was a really good time.
Thank you. I trained them well.
Yeah.
And that's why we did leave after Jock Sampson was just, had the beautiful title. We did have to leave. I knew that Pillman was going to win. But also, they have to go back. They live in West Virginia, so they get out there.
But your mother...
Champ doesn't like to be out late. There's nothing good out after midnight, folks. That's coming from the Champ. You get your butts home and in bed.
So let's talk about that logo you got on your hat there, that beautiful black and red cap. At any capacity.
Yeah, you guys.
Well, that's the other side. I mean, you show the other side.
Oh,
there you go. We're just gonna cut out that last.
This one.
You're such a jackass. There it is, right there. Don't move it. Keep it where it's at. The PVGA, ladies and gentlemen, the Pro Video Game Alliance. I also got. I don't want to gloat a little bit, but I did get a notification on Facebook that my hashtag level up was trending.
Hey, Hey, the worst part of all this, and I'm going to try to make this work. This is a shoot, too. I just coined 2 days ago. Me and Josh were talking in the production meeting, and we just coined me at the end of every promo starting game over.
Ooh.
And hashtag. And then fucking Rusev, that fuck, calls his finish game over now. So let me tell you something. It's just started. Race the who can own game over. I have no chance of winning this. But I'm going to listen. It's going to be my thing. And listen, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to do. I think I'm on main event tomorrow night. I don't know yet. I don't know. It depends. If my studio's up and running, we have so much. There's so many matches right now that have happened that no one has seen and reacted to yet. So we got to get them out there.
Well, my topic to talk about PVGA stuff was, what are some upcoming events we have coming up for everyone? What are something that our PVGA fans could be looking forward to? You know, we've been getting so much from the flagship and all the new competitors, but I think more people are more concerned about the actual events that are going to be going on soon. Do you have any? I don't have any information as far as events. I didn't know if you knew anything, being the champ, what you were doing, like as far as what your next competition is, or is it all just up in the air?
Corona, nothing can happen.
Okay.
Everything has to still stay online, and has to stay within the PS4 tournament rules. So,
okay. I know I kind of just put that on you, but I figured.
Yeah, no. Here's the truth of that, and I don't know a lot, but I do know that there is a venue. There's 2 venues. There's actually 3 venues. Actually.
Wow, we went from 1 to 2 to 3.
You know what? I'll say that there's definitely 3. And definitely 2. And third, I don't know. It could be a really cool venue too. I don't know yet how it's going to work out though. I think it would be. I think we're doing cool stuff now other than this one. But the drive-in, we're tapping the Brownsville drive-in to have events post on the screen. Drive-in style, just like IWC did, same type of thing. So thanks. You know what I mean? We have a location in my hometown pinned down. We're going to be doing some things there with a local restaurant, hopefully. And the last location will be the Wild Things. And that will happen. Unfortunately, I wanted 1,200 people in there, remember? And max limit is 250. Or Mr. Thomas J. And you know what that J stands for, right? Jesus. Thomas J. Jesus Wolf. He'll send his boys down after you. So you can't really do much with any of that right now.
All right. Well, just a little update. I do want to discuss with you the flagship. What are your thoughts on the flagship? Because I think during the time of the Johnny Patch last video we had and now, he actually was just brought into the fold. Do you feel as if he's going to be any threat to you as the fighting champion? And where do you see him in the
I don't ever see anybody ever being a threat to me ever in the fighting division.
Woo! That's why I love watching.
Ever. Listen, I don't know enough about him to make an opinion on him yet.
From what you've seen, what can you say? Make it easier.
It looks epic. And this
it is epic. It is so epic. The guy is so
fucking epic. It's the most epic thing ever.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I first saw the video, I was thinking it was what was Hulk Hogan's character when he came out, Mr. Patriot. That's what I thought we were getting.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, do we just sign Mr. Patriot from WWE?
No, but I will say this, Gregory. From the footage from the quick flashes of stuff we've seen, we know that he is definitely going to go in. He's going to definitely going to be in the sports division. Is what my guess is, and he was in he showed some first-person shooters, and we don't really know what the FPS, how that division is going to form out. So we're just, I don't know how that's all going to work. I don't know. I know this much. there's no one that's going to blow away. There's no one that's going to touch Austin for the time being, only because because the dickhead that he plays the first match quits, and then Josh awards him 200 points. Okay. Austin's numbers. If you look at Austin's numbers are 13. He was at last week, whenever I sent those numbers out, Austin's numbers were 1326. So half of that would be rewarded as his. So Austin's sitting right now then 500 points from he just beat Pastry Kings in a Colonel's Challenge. So he has 700 points just free awarded to him, and half of 1326 is his current power ranking. If you would come into the division right now, you'd have to win. You get 250. You get 250 for a win.
Mm-hmm.
And then the half the views of that video you split with your competitor is your power rank. So if you guys have a good match, you win. You know, you both win technically if you put on a great show. Because remember, this is also entertainment driven, but the entertainment never breaks the true stats of it all. So here's the shoot to everybody. You can keep saying Austin's playing nobody, but the people that Austin's playing are ranked competitors on the network. We have jobbers. We're an alliance of pros. If there was another pro that could come out and actually climb the ladder and go after him, then we would have a hell of a show. But I'm going to say right now, when we do award the first PVGA Sports Championship, I guarantee I will place money it's going to be around Austin's waist, because he also he wants it.
Mm-hmm. He wants it really bad too, and he's been showing it by posting numerous videos, which is something that a lot of people have been doing. Sending videos or footage into us, especially for the sports department, because the only person I know of is I think Austin. I think Austin, like that, besides a couple of our other competitors that we have, but like as far as like well-known people out there putting themselves out there, he's the only one that I can know of. So
he was not the first. He's not the last.
Well,
there was actually 11. There was actually 11 people with sports footage that first 2 weeks.
Well, with that being said, something else I'm very curious. Where's WarDog? WarDog's been kind of silent for a little while, and honestly, I kind of miss his promos. It's like we're hoping to get him back.
I hope listen. Let me tell you about WarDog.
He's a WarDog.
I'm gonna have a shoot on him too. And I'm gonna have a shoot on everybody else too. You know, I invited WarDog to have a nice conversation with me a few weeks ago, and I offered him some potential deal to have the champs back. And WarDog told me, I'm definitely not going to be the Virgil to your $1 million man.
Well, that's respectable. Also, very good analogy, because I actually do know Virgil very well. He's a very, very nice guy.
I said, well, listen to me. I'm not looking for a Virgil. I'm looking for a Heyman, because I need a Heyman. And it's only more apparent as the attacks, even and out of the division. Out of the division, there's nobody even good enough in the sports division that Austin can hate on. He has to hate on me in my division, because there's nobody around here good enough to show that they could even beat him. Because we're going to have, in the next 6 months, 37 PVGA pros.
37?
In 6 different states.
Something like that. So we're going across state lines.
So I just wish everybody would come in and take a spot now and play fucking nice and earn their chances. But I don't know. I have 47 friends who's gonna, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Oh, wait till you see what I'm gonna do. I ain't seen shit from any of you.
I'm still waiting for the great Jason Swinshaw, ghost named Greg battle on the NBA 2K court. Still
I'm
waiting
not
for
getting
that.
2K21 because I'm not paying the fucking contracts on that Ultimate Team, and you can tell 2K I said that. And if they
Well,
bring,
actually,
if they bring
honestly,
that shit to football, like Johnny Patch comes on this show, Johnny Patch also comes on this show and starts rumors of a fucking 2K football game,
that was me who did that.
and we're fucking the only people that know I'm talking about it. Fuck 2K, dude. I don't want to pay to play. That's bullshit.
All right.
If you tell me, look, dude, they got rid of all the contracts in the Ultimate Team, and if those are gone, I'm in.
Well, they added now where you have to have badges in there, but we're going a little off topic here.
Fuck that too.
So where can people find our PVGA merch? Are we selling it yet? Do we have it out yet? Do we have a place where anyone can take a look at it?
The store is gonna be a web store.
Okay.
Corona. Okay.
Yeah, Corona wrench it.
Web store is gonna be. It's gonna be a combination of two different vendors, and hopefully, maybe we can even expand it. Well, here's the thing: as of a week ago, I didn't know these guys existed. So, things can go back to the drawing board, and we'll see. And I don't know. Greg, my job's to win Mortal Kombat matches, to play video games and win.
Yeah, this is something I need to ask Josh, but I just,
right.
I figure you're the one with all the hats. I'm going to ask you at least.
Pay a lot of money and plant a lot of spies around these offices so I can hear things, okay? There's people literally breaking into my house
to
vandalize it.
Now, granted, was that your new house or was that your old house? I was trying to decipher between the two.
The problem is that the house he went into was my aunt's cousin, all right? She used to have this uncle with one leg. And this goes back to when they used to take road trips down south. And this is why we know so much about wrestling, because this guy's grandma used to ride with the Freebirds, okay? I think she was a ring rat, all right? Anyway, yeah. So that's where I was, and that's where he ended up finding me. So, no, the champ lives in a gated community. You couldn't just drive through. But listen,
but open up with a
he
credit
did
card.
find one of my Well, I go camping every week with Adam. You know him?
You should.
Yeah, we go camping every week. Except the last week it was really, really cold, and Big James just found my campgrounds. I really thought a giant rabbit was in my basement when I saw those bunny ears. Right?
I remember watching a video, and the whole time I was thinking, I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like what's going to be on the Channel 11 news tomorrow?
No, and I don't. Here's the thing. Let the fucking. Here it is. Everybody wants to know this. I'll let the fun begin. I don't want any fines brought down on him. There will be no charges pressed. But guess what? The games have begun. All right? Jock Sampson, you need help coming up in that 4-on-4 for the ownership of IWC. Anything you need, just ask.
I will say, JT
Patch, you're getting it whether you want it or not. All right. Now run along and fetch me that Dean boy. Run along, someone out there. Run along and fetch me that Dean boy, so we can bring him down here and make him cry too and run him out. All right.
Man, giving the podcast a bad name now. Giving the podcast a bad. We're just running people out of IWC day in and day out, guys. It's not like we wanted to do it. It just happens. And then you got like what's that meme you got?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I know that we had the fucking champ.
Now the
Madden booked the chump. Huh? Here's the things you could ask Brian Pillman Jr. Hey, remember your dad? And he goes, nah, not really. And you go, all right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. That's why he'll never be on this show. Okay? All right? No, I think he's great, too. But listen, I think Brian's great. I loved his dad, and I think he's great. I'm all for Brian. But at the end of the day, if it's over my boy having that belt and any fucking buddy from AEW, look here, I want everybody to get this allegiance. It's fuck you to all you guys then. All right? So if we want this great storyline, y'all bring me the Dean Boy. Bring me that sweet, sweet Dean Boy with the dime piece and permission from Jock Sampson and a note from the lawyers. And I'll have him on here, Greg, right?
I
think me and him would get along great, but we're not. He's not my boy. I've never met him. I've never looked at him. I sent that son of a bitch a friend request, and he let me sit in friend request limbo. So I canceled that son of a bitch and friend request from him. All right?
Well, I will say
he might already wrote himself out of this.
You are for sure a Jock Sampson fan. I think from the first show that we saw a couple weeks ago all together, you were like, this guy, this is my guy. And I always voted against him. I wasn't the biggest Jock Sampson fan. I like Jack Pollock a lot. He's very good for what he does, but do I think he's better than like a Jack Pollock, a Jackson Argos? Fuck, even all the former Team Storm guys, even RC Dupree, no, not at all.
Because you're a fucking mark and you don't know wrestling's fake. Jesus Christ.
You don't say on this podcast.
Jock, here's the thing. You can't compare good and bad and watch Jock wrestle and RC Dupree wrestle. You understand that? That's not a fair judgment. Okay? It's like people that say Hulk Hogan couldn't wrestle. And I go, have you seen him wrestle in Japan? One. All right? Because I was one of those people. And two, he don't fucking need to, Greg. He don't need to. When the charisma, eventually they're going to push me and they're going to say, hey, loudmouth, get in the ring. And I'm going to say, I don't have to because I'm so good. Huh? God gave me a brilliant brain over normal dumb people and a mouth that just doesn't stop yapping.
Realistically, your best friend in a whole Regulators group would probably be Lawless. The guy with the gavel in the top and the cowboy hat all the time.
I'll tell you guys Lawless would get along because my wife is a lawyer. He's a lawyer. And I can tell you this. We could have, and I know bird law. So we could all have a nice law conversation. So that's why I'm saying if the Regulators need a little more help or another lawyer on their side.
We know
services of the champ and this right here, just ask. Hey, just ask.
That's your guy. With that being said, I think we covered just about everything as far as wrestling, video games, and I don't know about the time because we're trying to make our episodes shorter, people.
I mean, we had so much, but you know what? It was a good episode. It's a quick episode. Listen, everybody, thank you guys for listening. Thank you all for that support. Thank you, IWC. Thank you, Dynamic Creations. All my other people that are supporting and saying this. Get off your ass and show us something. Show us something. You know, Mr. Plummer, if you ever need clips of anything we do for you guys, do not hesitate to ask for us.
Oh, for sure.
We'll be glad for you to get those guys. You didn't even know that, did you, Greg?
I did not. All I know is
they posted some of the clips of this podcast. Johnny was talking about the heritage of the tournament. And, listen, you got some good plugs. People think they know this, Greg. They say, boy, that fucking guy sucks that sits next to you. And I go, you don't understand. They go, he's terrible. Replace him with a clone of you. And I go, now that'd be the greatest show of all time, Greg. If that was just another me.
Yeah. That's just what we need, another JT Swinshock.
But I'm going to say this much. They don't know that the champ couldn't. The champ's going to, if you ask the champ, he's going to say he could do the whole show. Jason Swinshock will say, I can't. I'm so proud of you for writing those fucking questions. Because, listen, if you think I knew Johnny Patch fucking wrestled Glacier, I didn't know that shit.
Well, he didn't wrestle Glacier. He was a tag team.
Whatever. See, but I just want to say, if the world doesn't know, they know. Believe me, the world doesn't know what you contribute, and I just want to make sure you're getting that due. So if you're not fucking proud of yourself for that shit, dude, you better be.
Well, I think, and this goes to everything, like, as far as your dad and your mother, they kept telling me how proud they were and how great it was, and how you told them, like, hey, don't thank me, thank Greg, because he's the one who wrote all the questions. Like,
I said that?
You did say that.
I must have been lying to
them. But it was...
I wouldn't tell my parents to give you credit. I would take
what you did, no matter you wanted... You can play your bad guy persona right now, but you did it, and it was, like I said, it was very humbling. It made me very... my confidence has been growing week in, week out, after that and being around everybody and everyone telling me how good of a job I did, even people online telling me how good of a job I did.
I saw the comments, dude, and I was yeah, man.
There was a lot. It was
had your back when some people was hating. When Madden attacked, people had your back. Like, that's good.
Well, either way, I'm happy to be able to do it. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it, and I'm glad to get this episode out, and I can't wait for the next one. Yeah. So everyone, until next time, keep on leveling up with the Pvga, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
And game over.